Well, Radio Nation is your boy Killmonger. I'm over here on another channel. We were experiencing a few technical difficulties. So I'm doing a little quick sample. We're trying to discuss the free agent acquisitions that we've acquired this season. The Raiders have been moving up in the rankings so far. We have the number one and number two free agent class. It's signings like Tyler Lindenbaum, Zeta Naylor. What else we got? Quick DK, Quay Walker, of course, and Cody Dean. The Raiders are amassing a quick juggernaut on defense. And we're going to go into detail further about these players. But I don't know. Go ahead and run through it. And hopefully we'll get a little bit of clarity. Lindenbaum's the center we acquired from the Ravens. Wants to trade with Maxwell too. This is the guy we signed to a 3-year, $81 million contract, $60 million guaranteed. And he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And he's a pretty steady guy. Him and JPJ they're planning to go ahead and plow a lot of space for us. We also have another offensive lineman of guard and Vincent Burster. We signed him to a 2-year deal. This is what he's going to add some additional depth, of course, the offensive line. Whether we grab somebody else in the draft, that remains to be seen. But that's who we got as far as offensive line. Then a receiver, we have Jalen Naylor. We got him a 3-year, $35 million deal coming out of Minnesota. He's a number 3 guy, speed guy. He's going to acclimate to our system pretty well. This guy to Reese Young. Don't got too much on him. We signed him to a 1-year prove deal. He might be a special teams player or just a depth piece. Next up, we have Connor Hayward. This guy's rated about a B+. Fullback / tight end guy. CBSK is going to utilize the fullback in our arsenal this year. So, got that guy as well. All right, and it looks like that pretty much wraps it up on the offensive side who we acquired. So we can go ahead and move to our defense. The number one player that everybody's been talking about as usual, the number 1 and 2 players we've been talking about is going to be Quay Walker and Cody Dean, both linebackers, former players out of Georgia. They used to reunite with Eric Stokes. Everybody's liking the impact. Everybody's liking the immediate impact these guys are really bringing to our team. As well as the leadership was plug and play for our data. Next, we have a depth piece. His name is Sekou Olubi, another linebacker with a 2-year deal. 1-year 2-year deal, $1.2 million salary cap on it. He should be a good depth piece as well. And I believe he's going to be a special teams player as well. That way we don't have to start personally starting. Next up, for some reason we signed Matt Gay. And I mean, that was the one pick that I had a head scratcher about. Hopefully we'll pick up our guy Trey Smack from Florida in the draft. That would be nice. That'd be nice. And with a few of these signings, we have a few players that are on the bubble for me. Tommy Eichenberg and your Cody Lindenbaums, or sorry for butchering his name. But we have different guys like that that been on the team that we're unsure of about the depth as far as them making the team. So hopefully these guys pan out. Like I say, we're number 2 as far as free agent acquisitions at a total icon is 10. If you count in the players that we already have, that's the extensions that boost the number up. So as far as putting new players in, Raiders have it. The Raiders have done it. They've brought in a lot of players to maximize our roster according to our salary cap. All right. Next up, we have the Max Crosby drama. We went on this personal podcast and for the real reasons of what really happened when we went out into the trade. Seems like the other. the one in hand for both more attention to the one. Everybody that was like, you didn't use my coffee and how to play to energies and shake his hand, try to pour them off and apart. And the deal systematically going to fall apart. So that's how that went with Max Crosby. All we know is after the trade fell through, he was integrating at 5 a.m. in the morning, working out, right back at it. He said it was a message to him where he knows that he needs to stay, wants to be a Raider for a lot. Sorry for that technical difficulty. I don't have an up-to-date iPhone, so I apologize for that. All right, back to what I was explaining before. We had the Max Crosby drama. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. This is just gonna be a quick test, as well as our free agent acquisitions that we require. So do most of them. One guy I did miss was quick. In offensive linebacker for us. He's going to be an impact force for us. This guy right here is the real deal. He's going to go ahead and spell Malcolm Cruz and Max Crosby however needed. Hopefully we'll start Malcolm Cruz and Quentin Hay, and we'll go ahead and get Max. That'll give Max the liberty of getting back up to health. And that's the guy I missed. So our blitz packages will be pretty good with this guy. I don't know what's going on with this phone. I'm going to go ahead and clear the cookies once I finish this video. Go ahead and learn how to work this more. Raider Nation Drinking Club salute. Thanks for the opportunity. Other players on the bubble is going to be, of course, the AOC, because we're rumored to bring in another veteran quarterback. You know, of course, we hear whispers of Kirk Cousins. They're whispers, they're chatters, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Me personally, I say we should keep them for depth. Wide receiver, we have a few players probably on the bubble. Depending if we bring in a so-called number one. But me and Raider GQ, we were discussing that this year we think that we're going to do better with, we're going to do a wide receiver by core. We're going to go ahead and just, we're not going to have, I don't think we're going to look for a real standout wide receiver. You know, I think it's going to be a wide receiver by committee, meaning that we're just going to put a bunch of field guys on the field, should I say, a bunch of speed guys on the field, and possession receivers along with them, and then we're going to see what we're going to do with that. Moving forward, though, we do have a wide receiver one dilemma. Who's going to be getting the majority of the snaps? GQ already said that we believe it's going to be Brock Bowers, our tight end, is going to get the lion's share of the reception. We're praying that our Tennessee guy pulls through. Mr. Dante George, 6'5", runs a 4.2. Hopefully that he can go ahead in his year 2 make strides along with Jack Best. This is another sleeper that didn't get played last year. Little nap is killing me out here in Vegas. It's kind of hot, but moving forward, we're going to go ahead and see how that pans out at wide receiver. And now the most improved group is going to be up for debate for the Raiders in the free agency. The most improved will be with Marie. Pretty good as well. So hopefully that we add a little bit of depth at nose tackle. Hopefully our boy Caleb is just getting. That's what we're hoping is there. If he's there, the Raiders should grab him. In case y'all didn't know, Caleb Banks is one of the top defensive tackles in the Florida Gators for the past 5 years before he broke his foot. So we're hoping the Raiders look at him. And our defensive line pretty much looks pretty fortified and has proper depth at this point. As far as our linebacking core, I feel the same as well. With the additions of Quay Walker and Cody Dean, we're looking pretty solid up front. And also with Quiddy Pay, Max Crosby, and Malcolm Cruz returning, looking stellar on that end as well. Well, this is just a sample video for my Raider fans. For my first video, my first solo, to see how everything comes out. I will get better with time. Let's go Raider Nation Drinking Club. We will be in the local parking lot very soon, and I'll have some up-to-date information, or should I say anything up-to-date when it comes to the Raiders in the next couple of days. Salute Raider Nation to the neck. God bless.